The commemoration for Bernardo Colombo had been drafted by Enrico Berti, who excuses himself, he cannot be with us today, and Jürgen Mittelstraß is going to read that commemoration. Please.
Died earlier this year on April 26. Born in Oliginate, Italy, on February 24, 1919, he had been a member of this Pontifical Academy for 20 years, since September 18, 1992. The scope of his scientific research is evident in the list of publications which appears in his curriculum vitae in the Academy's yearbook and website. His career began with an economics degree from the Catholic University in Milan, followed by an assistant position to the chair of statistics at the University of Venice, with the experience as a visiting fellow at Princeton, with the appointment as statistics professor at the University of Venice, and with a passage to the chair of demography at the University of Padua, where it ended with the appointment as professor emeritus. Even the mere mention of these disciplines indicates the breadth of interests that characterized Bernardo Colombo's research from economics to statistics and demographics. It was in his latter area that he gave his greatest contribution as a scholar and teacher. As a matter of fact, the establishment of the Faculty of Statistical, Demographical, and Actuarial Sciences at the University of Padua, the first faculty of its kind in Italy, is due to him. But despite reaching the highest levels internationally, as evidenced by the numerous awards obtained by him in Italy and abroad, scientific research was only one aspect of his job and only one of his merits, others being related to his business as an expert and consultant to major public institutions, national and international, in the field of population policy. Convinced that demography studies, while having to meet the most rigorous scientific criteria, are not ends in themselves, but should contribute to social utility, highlighting issues of public interest and suggesting solutions of a political nature, Bernardo Colombo never hesitated to strengthen his commitment in taking part in institutional organizations devoted to the implementation of social policies. For this reason, the volume published by the University of Padua on his 90th birthday, titled Bernardo Colombo, Una vita per la scienza, A Life in Science, Padua, 2009, while including a valuable interview with him by two of his students, does not do justice to his work, because Colombo's life wasn't just devoted to science, or rather it was devoted to science in view of the services that it can render to life. The first important evidence of his social commitment was his participation in the School Survey Commission established in 1962 by the Italian government, which produced the School Development Plan of 1962. His reputation as an expert in statistics and demography, first and foremost at national level, led to Bernardo Colombo to be part of several ISTAT, National Statistics Institute, committees on various subjects, such as the Italian population censuses, the revision of the statistics yearbook, the respect for the confidentiality of statistics, the sampling distribution of data. Thanks to his reputation, which soon became international, he was included in committees belonging to the UNESCO, UIESP, International Union for the Scientific Study of Population, and the United Nations, and in associations such as the International Statistical Institute and the International Association for Official Statistics. But the most remarkable testimony of his human commitment was certainly his involvement as an expert in the works of the Second Vatican Council, which later led him to join the Pontifical Commission for the Study of Population, Family, and Birth. In this capacity, Bernardo Colombo contributed to the drafting of paragraphs 47 to 52 and 87 of Gaudium et Spes, devoted to fostering the nobility of marriage and the family, and international cooperation in the field of population growth. He then published an extremely interesting account of his experience titled Discussioni sulla regolazione della sterilità, Discussions on the Regulation of Infertility, in the journal Theologia of the Theological Faculty of Northern Italy in 2003. Having just achieved an international reputation, both in the relations between states and the life of the Catholic Church, Colombo continued and expanded his commitment as a population issues expert in social institutions. Further evidence of this was the report he wrote for the closing session of the Plenary of the International Population Conference organized by the International Union for the Scientific Study of Population in Mexico City in August 1977 on the theme Human Rights, Ideology, and Population Policies. The other rapporteur was Simone Weil, the French minister at that time. The topic demonstrates the breadth and diversity of Colombo's interests, ranging from the concept of ideology to the meaning of human rights, the need for population policies on international migration, internal migration, mortality, marriage, fertility, and related problems. He also stressed the importance of demography for the development of these policies in his inaugural speech for the 1977-78 academic year of the University of Padua. Another significant milestone in Bernardo Colombo's social commitment was his coordination of the 1992 study week organized by the Pontifical Academy of Sciences on resources and population. The work ended with a report prepared by Colombo himself in collaboration with George Gautier, theologian of the Pontifical Household, Ugo Farinella, scientific advisor of INEA, Antonio Golini, demography professor, and Alberto Quadrio Corzio, a professor of political economy. The proceedings of that study week were published in 1996 by Clarendon Press, Oxford, under the title Resources and Population, Natural, Institutional, and Demographic Dimensions of Development, edited by Colombo, Demini, and Perutz, with an address by His Holiness Pope John Paul II. The final report emphasizes the urgency of the problems created by the enormous increase in world population and provides information and guidance to political and religious authorities to solve these problems in compliance with human dignity and mutual solidarity. Throughout the course of his life, Bernardo Colombo took part in both Italian and Vatican delegations in international conferences, such as, for example, UNESCO's International Conference on Education, Paris 1968, the Council of Europe's European Demographic Conference, Strasbourg 1968, the World Population Conference, Bucharest 1974, the World Conference on Population and Development, Cairo 1994, and the World Commission on the Ethics of Scientific Knowledge and Technology, Oslo 1999. The President of the Italian Republic appointed him a member and later chairman of the Commission for the Protection of Statistical Information of the Presidency of the Council of Ministers, 1990 to 1996. Bernardo Colombo never included any of these roles in his curriculum vitae for our yearbook because his modest, shy, sober nature, far from any form of exhibitionism, prevented him from doing so. His nature dictated his lifestyle as witnessed by those who knew him personally, in the outside world and even in our academy. He would generously offer scientific guidance to all who came to him, first of all his students, for whom he created a school of demographic sciences in Padua that was appreciated everywhere. At the same time, in terms of moral guidance, he was reserved and respectful of the autonomy of others and largely limited himself to setting a good example, as one of his pupils said in a speech during the funeral ceremony that was held at the university in his honor. As a scientist and as a man, he also demanded scientific rigor in his own research and in that of others, and was critical and at times scathing in the face of undeserved merit. He was also ironic about himself and with those who deserved it, but also extraordinarily willing and kind when it came to listening to what others had to say, trying to understand their reasons and helping them find a common solution to their various problems. Last but not least, he was sincere, quiet, and open in testifying to his Christian faith every day. His very long and extraordinarily intense career is an honor for his university, for his country's culture, and also for the international prestige of this